The life of Che Guevara, a revolutionary icon. Ernesto Che Guevara, born on June 14, 1928, in Rosario, Argentina, emerged as one of the most iconic revolutionaries of the 20th century. Known for his role in the Cuban Revolution and his relentless fight against imperialism and inequality, Che's life was a testament to his commitment to his ideals. From a young man studying medicine to a guerrilla leader and ultimately a martyr, Guevara's story is one of passion, ideology, and controversy. Early life and education. Che Guevara was born into a middle-class family of Irish and Spanish descent. Despite suffering from severe asthma throughout his life, he was an active and intellectually curious child. His family's liberal and politically active environment exposed him to Marxist literature and discussions, planting the seeds of his revolutionary ideologies. In 1947, Guevara enrolled at the University of Buenos Aires to study medicine. During his studies, he embarked on two transformative journeys across Latin America. The first, in 1950, was a solo 4,500-kilometer journey through northern Argentina on a bicycle equipped with a small motor. The second, in 1952, was a 9-month trip with his friend Alberto Granado across South America on a motorcycle. These journeys were pivotal in shaping Guevara's worldview, witnessing poverty, exploitation, and systemic inequality firsthand, particularly in mining regions of Chile, slums of Peru, and plantations of Central America. Guevara became acutely aware of the disparities created by capitalism and imperialism. His experiences deepened his resolve to fight for social justice and systemic change. Radicalization and meeting Fidel Castro. After earning his medical degree in 1953, Guevara traveled through Latin America. He worked in Guatemala during the presidency of Jacobo Arbenz, who sought to implement land reforms that threatened U.S. business interests. When Arbenz was overthrown in a CIA-backed coup in 1954, Guevara became convinced of the need for armed revolution to combat imperialism. Fleeing to Mexico, he met a group of Cuban exiles led by Fidel Castro, who was planning to overthrow the U.S.-backed Cuban dictator Fulgencio Batista. Guevara, deeply influenced by Marxist-Leninist ideology, joined the group as their medic. Over time, his leadership qualities, tactical intelligence, and unwavering commitment earned him a key role in the Cuban revolutionary movement. The Cuban Revolution. In 1956, Guevara and 81 others, including Fidel and Raúl Castro, set sail on the yacht Granma to Cuba. Their goal was to ignite a revolution against Batista. The journey was fraught with challenges, and only a fraction of the group survived the initial landing and subsequent attacks. Retreating to the Sierra Maestra Mountains, they began a guerrilla warfare campaign. Guevara quickly rose through the ranks, becoming one of the movement's most trusted commanders. His disciplined leadership and ability to inspire loyalty among his troops were instrumental in their success. He implemented education programs for peasants, emphasizing literacy and political consciousness, and enforced strict rules to maintain the moral integrity of the rebel forces. By 1958, the revolutionaries launched a series of decisive attacks, culminating in the capture of Santa Clara, a critical city in the rebellion. This victory paved the way for Batista's flight from Cuba and the revolutionary forces' triumph on January 1, 1959. Role in post-revolutionary Cuba. Following the revolution, Guevara played a significant role in shaping the new Cuban government. He was appointed to several key positions, including head of the National Institute of Agrarian Reform, president of the National Bank of Cuba, and Minister of Industries. Guevara focused on transforming Cuba into a socialist state. He championed land redistribution, nationalized industries, and established education and healthcare reforms. His economic policies, however, were often criticized for being overly idealistic and impractical, leading to inefficiencies and shortages. As an ardent Marxist, Guevara also represented Cuba on the global stage. He delivered fiery speeches at the United Nations, condemned U.S. imperialism, and sought to forge alliances with other socialist countries. His famous statement, "The life of a single human being is worth 1,000,000 times more than all the property of the richest man on earth, reflected his unwavering commitment to equality. International revolutionary efforts. Guevara believed that true revolution required a global struggle against imperialism. After years of serving in the Cuban government, he left his official posts in 1965 to spread revolutionary ideals abroad. His first mission was in Congo, now the Democratic Republic of Congo, where he attempted to assist Marxist rebels fighting the pro-Western government. The mission was a failure due to disorganization, lack of local support, and cultural misunderstandings. Undeterred, Guevara returned to Cuba briefly before setting his sights on Bolivia. In Bolivia, Guevara sought to ignite a peasant-led revolution, similar to what he had achieved in Cuba. However, the mission was fraught with challenges from the outset. The Bolivian Communist Party withdrew its support, and Guevara struggled to gain the trust of local peasants. Additionally, the Bolivian army, with assistance from the CIA, launched a relentless campaign to track and eliminate his guerrilla group. Capture and execution. On October 8, 1967, Guevara and his small band of fighters were surrounded in the Uro ravine by Bolivian forces. He was captured and taken to a schoolhouse in the nearby village of La Higuera. The next day, on October 9th, Guevara was executed by Bolivian soldiers on orders from the Bolivian government, with U.S. involvement. Guevara's final words, reportedly directed at his executioner, were, "Shoot, coward! You are only going to kill a man." His death marked the end of his revolutionary journey, but solidified his status as a martyr for the oppressed. Legacy. Che Guevara's image, with his beret and steely gaze, has become one of the most recognizable symbols of rebellion and resistance worldwide. While critics label him as a violent revolutionary and blame him for economic mismanagement and human rights abuses, supporters view him as a champion of the downtrodden and a tireless fighter against injustice. His writings, including the Motorcycle Diaries and Guerrilla Warfare, continue to inspire activists and revolutionaries. Monuments, murals, and schools bearing his name can be found across the globe. In the decades since his death, Guevara remains a polarizing figure. For some, he represents the fight for a more equitable world. For others, he is a reminder of the dangers of radical ideology. Regardless of perspective, Che Guevara's life story is a powerful testament to the impact one individual can have on history. Che Guevara's journey from a young medical student to a revolutionary icon is a complex narrative of passion, sacrifice, and unyielding belief in his ideals. Whether revered or criticized, his influence on global revolutionary movements and his commitment to the struggle for equality remain undeniable.